Pioneers here.
Welcome to a 1v1 on Faymonville Approach. This game is going to be Jesulin versus Quentin. Quentin playing as Osthair in the southeast base, and Jesulin playing as US forces in the northwest base. Quentin going with a grenadier opening. Jesulin going with rear echelon troop start, followed up by riflemen.
We have a fresh grenadier squad. Pioneers reporting objective captured.
Rear echelon troops splitting between the north and center, taking up a position in the central building here to deny it to these pioneers, who will finish capturing the central victory point before pulling back. Riflemen moving up to capture this strategic point before making their way to the center. Jesulin evacuates the house and then gets back inside in the hope that his opponent would get closer to the house while he was outside of it to try and retake it, and then get some shots on him. Didn't work though. Grenadiers grabbing the fuel here.
You found something? We are losing a sector.
Grenadiers actually go straight for the victory point to fire on these rear echelon troops while Pios follow up with the fuel behind. Riflemen are now grabbing the victory point here in the center. Rear echelon troops are taking the fuel here in the south. Grenadiers taking losses. Apparently those rear echelon troops did pretty good, taking out one grenadier model before forcing the rear echelon troops to retreat. Pioneers will finish taking the fuel, Grenadiers finish taking the victory point. Riflemen taking up a position in green cover here, forcing those Grenadiers to try their luck somewhere else. Grenadiers taking the munitions in the south are going to force those rear echelon troops to reposition into some to go take that strategic point, apparently.
Grenadier squad is ready.
Grenadiers flank around behind the riflemen, but Jesulin responds quite quickly, closing the gap and forcing them to retreat. These riflemen continue taking the victory point here in the north.
Contact! Infantry! Pioneer squad suffering loss! Target! Pour everything you got on the lead element!
Those rear echelon troops are gonna get killed. Not sure what he's doing. Not sure why those grenadiers felt the need to get inside of that building either. Grenadiers starting to group up to fight off these riflemen. The riflemen are focusing down the unit in the building, not having much success, forced to reposition away from that blob. Meanwhile, here in the center, riflemen are taking up position in this house. They should be able to win this engagement against these grenadiers, but it'll take some time because of the green cover. Or maybe they'll lose. Grenadiers got some good shots. Dropping 2 models already. Battle phase 1 has been completed. Rear echelon troops are moving up to support against those grenadiers. The lieutenant has hit the field as well. He's going to be moving up to support. These riflemen are moving down through the north. Ooh. Taking out one grenadier as he attempts to get inside of the house, although they're in a pretty bad position, taking damage from that grenadier squad and all 3 windows of this house instead of standing here where he could not take that much damage. Terrible positioning of that rifleman squad, forced to retreat. Rear echelon troops continuing to harass the south munitions. Lieutenant has successfully pushed away everything here in the south. Riflemen following up by capturing the strategic point. Lieutenant capturing another strategic point. Both of those grenadier squads will have to retreat, but these grenadiers continue to take that strategic point. Rear echelon troops circling in through the north, though, harassing that fuel. And we have 4 grenadiers now from Quentin straight into Tier 2, so he's not getting any machine guns. Which may be part of why he's struggling to hold any territory right now. It can be very difficult to keep up with riflemen using only grenadiers. Lieutenant does quite a bit of damage to those grenadiers before being forced to retreat, taking out 2 models, losing 3 models himself, including, or no, not including the officer model. The officer was fine. Rear echelon troops are taking the fuel, though. And more riflemen are on their way to push back those grenadiers, which will be forced to retreat. There's a flamethrower being purchased by Quentin. Utilized on those riflemen, they will be forced to retreat.
Contact! New anti-tank gun has arrived. Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Oh.
We are taking losses! We're under attack!
Echelon troops in the south will be forced to retreat by that grenadier squad. And oh, there's an AA half-track on the field. And it doesn't look like Quentin is that ready for it. His packet hit the field maybe 10 seconds earlier. He might have been able to punish that a little bit more severely. Actually, it's going right out into the road. Oh no! I guess he doesn't have vision. Oh, yes he does. Oh no! Oh no! No! He didn't repair critical when he had the chance. That was an extremely short lifetime for that AA half-track. It just about immediately goes down. That is a huge blow to Jesulin. That's definitely a big setback. He's now going to basically be delayed in teching by quite a long time, especially since he's now investing in a second AA half-track. So he's not going to be able to get tanks anytime soon. Lieutenant doing good damage to those grenadiers, forcing them into cover and then immediately to retreat. Still no medic bunker produced by Quentin, which is causing him to bleed a little bit more than he probably would like during these engagements with his wounded soldiers. Have some harassment here in the south munitions by some grenadiers.
We have 300 points remaining.
And Jesulin has chosen armor company. So he's taking into account the fact that he spent so much fuel on light vehicles. He's not gonna be able to afford to take major and then get tanks. It's too much of a delay, so he's going to just skip major and use call-in tanks. Riflemen catch that pack so out of position though. There are grenadiers available to recover it though, should it get decrewed, and it looks like it may get decrewed. No, it's reinforcing too fast. There's the AA half-track though. Oh no, what is it doing? Jeez, his AA half-track positioning has just not been working out. Assault engineers hitting the field. Probably going to be planting some demo charges with those. He's floating 320 munitions. Oh, he gets right inside of a building with a flamethrower on the other side, though. Fortunately, the first 2 flamethrowers weren't too good, and I don't think Quentin is watching. No! Oh, jeez, there they go. And now those assault engineers have their own flamethrower, but they will retreat away from those masked grenadiers. Pack exposes itself to riflemen again. Takes a bunch of damage. Those rear echelon troops will be forced to retreat, but Quentin is desperately struggling for map control at this point.
Grenadiers reporting objective capture.
Finally taking a victory point and a munitions point in the north.
Fresh grenadier squad. Receiving fire!
Infantry will force away that Grenadier squad, and the half-track is moving up to support as well. Oh, those Grenadiers are really clumped. He could take massive damage. Why hasn't he retreated yet? He should have retreated that squad so much earlier. I don't know what he was thinking there. Meanwhile, here in the south, rear echelon troops can't do much about that Grenadier squad, and without using volley fire, it looks like the assault engineers are being mobilized to deal with that, and an ambulance has hit the field. Quentin, having lost that Grenadier squad kind of needlessly, is going to start falling behind. He can't really afford any more squad wipes considering his economy. He does have 110 fuel. Hasn't really purchased any tier 2 units though, other than his single pack. And the disadvantage that Jesulin was at after losing that initial AA half-track is slowly disappearing because of Jesulin's superior map control. He's got 150 fuel now. He probably could tech major. The AA half-track is being sent south to deal with the Grenadiers in that building. Meanwhile, riflemen continue to harass around the north. Assault engineers taking up a position in the house. Ambulance is simply staying at base. Doesn't want to risk it, especially with the pack on the field. And a Stug E is on the field, and it catches the AA half-track really out of position. Jesulin is nowhere near having the command points for an M10. Quentin has played his hand. He is mechanized assault. Which is kind of an interesting decision, actually, against Armor Company. He knows he's up against Armor Company because he's seen the assault engineers, and the M10 hard counters the Stug E, but he went mechanized assault anyway, so he's gonna have to make a really dramatic impact with that Stug E before the first M10 hits the field, because there's a very good chance he will lose it when it does. Of course, it will depend on usage of the pack and Faust's as well.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Ooh. Stuggy is getting very bold.
Out of contact.
Jesulin's still half a command point away from M10s, and he has not teched major. He's trying. Oh, there goes the lieutenant in one shot. Well, not one shot, but there goes the lieutenant. Rifleman trying to get in position for an anti-tank rifle grenade. I think he had an opportunity there, but it's gone now. He's taking heavy losses. Meanwhile, Quentin is recapturing the map. These riflemen make a bit of a mistake walking into the arc of fire of a machine gun and are forced to retreat. Jesulin is now floating 200 fuel, desperately needs that M10, but he has no... No way to bring it in. If he had gone major, he would currently have 120 fuel. So he would be able to start cooking a Jackson right now. So, he would have started producing a Jackson at the exact same time that his M10 hit the field. Something to think about there. And that's having purchased 2 AA half-tracks. Full squad of assault engineers goes down.
Our base is under attack. The sector has been cut off.
Pack is quite well positioned, and he now knows that there's an M10 on the field.
Light artillery barrage at your command.
M10 looking for an opportunity, but it fires at infantry, gets hit by the pack again, just sort of going headfirst into that pack. It's not going to work. He needs to find a way to flank, but at the same time, if he gets too close to any of those Grenadiers, he will take a Faust, which is not something he can afford, and now he's going to have to spend time repairing. He does have rear echelon troops to help with the repairs, though. Quentin really needs to start harassing the north, which is completely undefended, while Jesulin is focused here in the south. Riflemen get suppressed before they can fully make it into green cover, but they will continue to stand down there. Riflemen are taking a lot of bleed from that Stug-E. The AA half-track is moving up to try and take the Faust or to just suppress those Grenadiers. The M10 has been fully repaired, but it's not in motion. And the M10 will penetrate a Stug-E from the front quite reliably. So you don't need to feel too much pressure to flank it, especially given its 50 range. It has quite nice long range. So you can just try and poke it from the front. Hitting it twice will effectively force it off the field, at the very least. Rear echelons have a BAR, 2 BARs, and they successfully force away some Grenadiers there on the right side. Jesulin moving his light vehicle, or his vehicles over here as well to help support. Rear echelon troops taking a heavy damage in the course of this engagement, although it's kind of deceptive. They actually haven't taken as much damage as it looks like because I just hit Vet 2, which makes it look like they've taken a bunch of damage because it unlocks that 5th model. Rifleman taking the fuel point there. And wow, look at that fuel cache placement. That is an extraordinarily aggressive fuel cache. I'm quite surprised to see that placement. Smoke grenade going out. M10 is trying to utilize attack ground fuel cache, but the shot blockers are making that unwieldy. The riflemen are not quite placed in green cover, unfortunately. Machine gun's going to retreat. The AT gun is trying to get a line. On that AA half-track. It does connect one shot, but the AA half-track makes it away. Meanwhile, the M10 is being repositioned down towards the south to deal with the Stug-E, which is largely unsupported. The pack is set up here in the center. The M10 is making its way down there. If those assault engineers can successfully force a retreat from those Grenadiers, the M10 should be able to go in. They're trying to go in for the Faust, though. Assault engineers doing tons of damage, though. There's the retreat, but the Stug-E has repositioned to safety, and a pack has moved up to support. So his window of opportunity to take that out is effectively closed, and Jesulin has brought in a bulldozer. He could have brought in another M10 by now if he wanted to. Looks like he doesn't. He's opting not.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Not to get any more than one M10. He thinks, I guess, that one should be sufficient to deter that Stug-E. Bulldozer hitting the field, does a little bit of damage. Meanwhile, over here, AA half-track forces away that Vet 3 Grenadier squad. That one has taken heavy damage from those rear echelon troops on its retreat, but it looks like it should be able to get away. Repairs going up on the Stug-E. And the pack is now Vet 2 as well. The M10 is taking out that fuel cache. I don't know why he put that there instead of somewhere like right here, where he's very unlikely to be able to defend it. M10 doesn't really see an opportunity, pulls back. These Grenadiers are getting forced back by the bulldozer with BAR support. And it looks like Jesulin is winning engagements on almost all fronts, but then he immediately pulls back to reinforce and heal. So he doesn't quite get to capitalize on that as far as territory in the middle, but he is taking control of the south fuel point again. Or the west fuel point.
That's it! Fully reinforced!
Quentin moving back up. Pretty big push this time. 3 Grenadier squads as well as a pack. His Stug, machine gun, some more Grenadiers, flamethrower pyos. Jesulin's defense up here in the north isn't going to really do a whole lot. If he doesn't mobilize some units back here towards the middle to help counter. The Stug-E is now Vet 2, so it has armor skirts, making it that much more annoying to try and deal with. Bulldozer hasn't gotten any lottery wins yet. His riflemen are standing in red cover. Just standing there. Notice it's a little bit late, but he only drops 2 models, so not the end of the world. Demo charge going down on that victory point, so that's definitely something to watch out for. Potential squad wipe. I think He just rifle grenaded that house just to unseat some rear echelon troops. It didn't even really do much. Although eventually the house will be destroyed entirely, but I think that might have been a waste of munitions considering Quentin is so munition starved. He's had almost no map control pretty much this entire time. Bulldozer flanks the machine gun MG42 and it is forced to retreat. And we do see a second pack hitting the field now.
We are losing a sector.
Bulldozer taking hits from that pack. There is a rear echelon troop squad moving up. But it's taken a lot of damage and has to reposition. Rear echelon troops are being forced to retreat as well. Maybe a little prematurely though. Ooh, Rifleman taking a nasty shot from that Stuggy, which is up to 11 kills now. Which doesn't seem like that much, but the fact that he wiped out Jesulin's lieutenant definitely has had a dramatic impact. Oh man. Meanwhile, in the north, those grenadiers are not quite close enough to that demo charge for them to get wiped. He is, oh, he's baiting them with the, with the assault engineers, and he is successful in getting them to reposition ever so slightly. That's the end of that grenadier squad. Bulldozer has been repaired to full. M10 still not really finding an opportunity to kill that Stug. Trying to play it as safe as possible with that tank. Ooh. Huh. AA half-track makes it away by a hair. Rear echelon troops could die any second. So that's Doug E. Bulldozer taking up a position behind the house. Forcing those machine guns to retreat. M10 shot bounces off the Stug E and he just took a Faust from that. Grenadier squad right there. M10's quite unlikely to escape. Especially with a Tiger on the field. This is something that Jesulin has no solution for, especially as an armor company. There's really nothing he's going to be able to do unless he had been stockpiling M10s for the last... Since he bought his first one, he would need to have about 3 at a minimum to take it on unsupported. So... he's now in an extremely bad position.
The enemy has driven a wedge in our lines. Tiger to deploy.
There goes that full squad. There were 2 BARs on that squad too. Bulldozer gets a nice hit on that. Grenadier squad.
The squad of pioneers
And Rifleman squad makes it away by a hair. There is a new M10 on the field now.
We are losing a sector. Pioneers, our minesweepers have arrived.
Assault engineers managed to flank that machine gun and force a retreat, but it looks like the demo charge has been spotted by a
Our
minesweeper,
opponents are seizing a sector.
unfortunately for Jesulin. M10 looking for an opportunity against that Stug, but shots continue to miss and is sitting in front of that pack. Does pull away just in time to avoid a second shot.
Someone give me a distance! I can't get range on him!
Those assault engineers are going to be forced away by this blob of infantry, and Quentin is playing pretty safe,
Enemy forces
considering he has a Tiger and his opponent has nothing that can counter it. I guess he just doesn't want to do anything too risky. But he definitely could have pressed his advantage a little bit more. Now Jesulin has a Jackson. So that's going to slow the Tiger down a little bit. M10 successfully penetrates the frontal armor. Jackson shot misses. Bulldozer inflicts a lot of casualties on that flamethrower squad. Don't think it's gonna get away.
The enemy is attempting
There it goes.
to steal our sector.
Rear echelon troops take a nasty shot from the Tiger and are forced back. Repairs going up on the Stubby there. Oh, and Armor Company Artillery getting called in on that pack, hoping for a lottery win, and he gets it. There it is. That didn't even really land that close to that pack at all. But apparently, okay.
We are losing a sector.
He probably shouldn't be driving his own bulldozer into that, though. Probably shouldn't get so close with his rifleman either.
Not let up. The enemy still has.
Wow, M10 continues to penetrate
Losing a sector.
from the frontal armor. Wow, I think that just did a ton of damage to the Tiger.
The territory is out of contact.
Jackson and M10 moving up to destroy. Oh! Wow, I can't believe how lucky Jesulin is getting with this artillery. Squad wipe. That was a great return on investment, taking out a pack and a grenadier squad and forcing the Tiger off the field for quite some time while it pulls back for repairs. But that's good, because that was the lucky break Jesulin needed to stand any chance in the rest of this game. There is still one pack on the field, though, which is a major deterrent to Jesulin's tanks. That bulldozer Sherman has not been performing very well so far this game. Lots of just extremely wide misses. That Stug E is getting a little bit bold. There is a pack being moved up to support, but it's definitely taking a pretty serious risk. There it goes. That pack shot didn't even connect. Meanwhile, here it looks like riflemen have flanked a machine gun. They did get suppressed, though. Not sure that's gonna get away. Chase, Jesulin, chase! Definitely would have wiped that if he had chased. What a shame. AA half-track keeping some infantry back here in the center, and Jesulin is making an amazing comeback here. Of course, he's got to press his advantage while the Tiger is still off the field. Its repairs will be completing right now. So, it's really just a matter of time. In that regard, I think Quentin should probably be careful about putting his packs so close together, though, because Jesulin drops those super bombs again, which he can, and gets another lottery win. That could be disastrous. We need to be very careful about that. Assault engineers are stuck on a crawling entity. They do get clear just in time. I think that they should be. Nope, they get wiped. Every patch, another retreat-related bug. Each one a little bit worse than the last. What is he doing with those riflemen? He's just waiting for support to arrive from his tanks. AA half-track firing on those grenadiers. There is a pack being mobilized to fire on it, but those grenadiers need to retreat right now. There they go. Meanwhile, the Tiger is fighting the Jackson and M10 there. A half-track has to get clear, but it doesn't. He wasn't paying quite close enough attention, trying to micro so many different things at once. There's a second bulldozer on the field here. Meanwhile, the riflemen that were holed up in the house are still holed up in the house, firing at the Grenadiers here in the south victory point. Bulldozers move in on the center, and there's no armor support and only one pack. And a machine gun team gets destroyed. And the riflemen almost wiped that Grenadier squad. Quentin was a little bit inattentive there. He's letting this minesweeper get taken down too. What is he thinking? Get out of there! He just retreated a Grenadier squad! Alright, so he didn't need that minesweeper anyway, he'll be fine. There's no M20 on the field. And the assault engineers are dead, so there's literally, oh well, no, I take that back. New assault engineers have just been fielded. But I somehow doubt that Jesulin's going to be planting any light AT mines with them, but hey, who knows. Demo charges though. Demo charges are a real threat, and there's no minesweeper to detect those. So much for that. Jesulin does have munitions for another 240mm barrage. She's attempting to that was probably a mistake. Unless he decides not to rifle grenade it. Great shot from that bulldozer Sherman right there. Taking out the MG42. He saw the MG42, he didn't see the color of the uniform of the guy carrying it apparently. He was like, oh, take out that machine gun. Take out that German machine gun. Bulldozers are continuing to bleed those Grenadiers though. I'm not sure what he's doing. He needs to get out of there. He has no support anywhere nearby. And Jesulin's map control continues to be quite good, preventing Quentin from bringing in a second Tiger. He just drove everything right into a two-pack wall. But fortunately, everything... Oh, what? I don't even know what just happened there. I have no idea how his Jackson just got destroyed at that range. Bulldozer pathing is definitely not going very well for him either, and a bulldozer also gets taken down despite him inflicting almost no losses on his opponent. He really needed to save his super bomb ability for that push. But unfortunately, he did not. And he had lost 2 tanks in that engagement. Was not expecting those packs to be there. Assault engineers are trying to flank around behind to take those packs out. Bulldozer moving up to fire on the Grenadiers. M10 trying to fire on the Tiger. It has activated armor-piercing rounds, and the packs have been forced completely away from this engagement. M10 getting some nice shots off. And I think at Vet 2 it has penetration bonus as well, which is why the rounds look slightly different now. Major artillery? He just called it major artillery. Apparently right there. And here? I don't know what is going on. Nice shot from the bulldozer there, inflicting more bleed, but no squad wipes. The M10 is going to try to find a way to take out that Tiger, but the packs are both still alive. Oh no! Right into both of those. No chance. Definitely took the wrong angle of approach. Should have flanked around the south, but got a little bit too bold there, hoping to capitalize on that wounded Tiger. And the bulldozer continues to disappoint. Even against these clumped squads, just not making it happen. There's another Jackson on the field now.
Losing a sector.
There's also a second Tiger. Quentin is rapidly outproducing Jesulin, who's losing his hold on the map, and also losing lots of full squads and tanks. That Major is so clumped. Oh no.
We must stiffen our resolve. We are down to 75 points.
Tiger's going in hard on that bulldozer. The Jackson doesn't have a line. One shot does penetrate. Assault engineers getting taken out by those Vet 3 Grenadiers of Tiger support. Major was forced to retreat.
Kirby has released a Tiger for our use. Germany now holds the victory.
Jackson shot bounces.
Securing our territory.
Jackson continues to chase the Tiger. Tiger is heavily wounded. I think one more shot could do it. And its turret is not even at all faced towards that Jackson. Okay, one more shot. May want to utilize AP rounds just to be safe. Probably should have utilized AP rounds right there. Oh well. I think I just heard a demo charge go off, but I'm not sure where.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Not sure what happened.
The enemy is attempting
Oh.
to steal our sector. Protect.
Not sure that Major's gonna get away.
Capture complete.
That M10 goes down just about immediately. I don't know if this M10 should, or this Jackson should do what it looks like it's about to do. Faust. Packs have not been moved up though. Oh no! Jackson's rate of fire just not enough to keep up. Jesulin says GG, well played, and that's going to conclude the game. Wow. For a second I really thought Jesulin might make a comeback with that that artillery barrage, but I think that his second artillery barrage that he called in was a bit of a waste. Definitely had a better opportunity to utilize it when that big push was happening here with those two packs, but regardless, really intense game, lots of stuff going on at all different points of the map. So, good game, well played by both players. I certainly enjoyed it. It's always fun to see Armor Company. And if you enjoyed it, and you would like me to do a cast of your game, feel free to send me your replays, and I'm happy to do that for you. Otherwise, thanks for watching.